Morning, Tom here from the Run Testers. I am near the Sussex Downs today. I'm in Plumpton for the Sussex Downs Half Marathon. It's a trail race. I've done it, I think, 3 times now. Big fan of it. It's a really nice winter race to do, gets you up on top of the downs. It's actually quite a nice day today. It's basically completely dependent on the weather, this race, so if it's really wet and rainy, it's really tough. It's going to be a bit mushy out there today. It's been raining a lot over the past few days, and it was raining a lot last night, so I imagine it's going to be quite slippy, but the actual weather today is very nice. It's there's not a cloud. There's a couple of clouds in the sky, but it's pretty blue. I am going to test out the Saucony Peregrine 16s today, so I've not read anything about them. I've not investigated the spec sheet of them, so I'm going in completely cold with this, so hoping they're going to be as good as the previous versions, because I've been a big fan of the Peregrines for a while. Right, I'm going to go and sort out all my stuff, and then I'll be back in a bit to tell you how the race went. See you in a bit. I'm back now from the Sussex Downs trail run. It was a good day for it, but it was probably the muddiest I've ever done that event. I think I've done that event 3 times now. I've done it when it's quite nice and dry. I've done it when it's like tipping it down, but today was just pure mud everywhere. Probably the first 3k and the final 3k was just really slippy mud. There was a lot of people slipping about. I managed to stay upright, which I was pretty pleased with, but yeah, it was a tough day for the ground conditions. So the race itself, so I said I've done it before, but I always forget what the course is every time I go back and do it. It's a really nice course. So you start off in Plumpton, which is a little village. It starts at a race course. You head out, and basically you run up to the top of the downs, and then you sort of go up and down the downs for a while. It's quite hard. It's quite a taxing race. I haven't actually checked the elevation on it yet, but there's quite a lot. And it's quite a tricky one to run fast on, because there's a lot of long, slow inclines. And also it's really single track in a lot of places as well. So I desperately needed the toilet before the start. So if you're planning on getting a fast time in it, don't do what I did and get there at the last minute. And I basically came in at the couple of minutes after the race had started. So it took me a long time to get past people, because it was all single track and it was too dangerous to sort of run on the verges at the side of the track to try and get past people. But once it opens up onto the downs, you can speed up a little bit more and start overtaking people. But then once you get back down, you're back on the same single track again. So yeah, very nice race, well organised. It's always a really well organised race series, this one, and there's loads of marshals on course. It's very easy to find your way because of all of the markings and the people that are on there. There are a few aid stations. I think I did the half marathon distance, and there were 3 aid stations, I think, along the course. So you get jelly babies and water, and some other things as well. There's some like fruit gel things, which are quite nice. And the finish is pretty good as well. You get loads of stuff, oat bars, apple juice, some loads of other stuff, a buff. So you get lots of stuff for doing the event. It's a very nice vibe, but definitely if you can do the half marathon one and the weather's bad, it's pretty. You're probably either going to be walking quite a lot of it, or you're going to need to be a little bit more of a serious trail runner to manage the conditions. But yeah, very impressive race, well worth doing if you're looking for a nice day out in the South Downs. The other nice thing about it as well, actually, is you can get the train to it. There's not many the races that you can do around the darkest depths of the downs without driving to them, but you can actually get a train to Plumpton via Brighton or some other places as well. So yeah, that was my race. I don't even know what time I got at the moment. I assume it was around about 2 hours because I didn't go all out on it. I basically just tried to maintain a pace the whole way and use it as a comfortable training run. Didn't stop to walk at any points, just wanted to carry it on. Haven't been doing a lot of distance recently, so it was just to force me to do a bit of distance. And then tomorrow I've got the Mince by 10 miles, so a weekend of trail to get some distance in the legs. Right, let's talk about the kit I used. So I was using the Saucony Peregrine 16s. Now, I've been a big fan of the Peregrines for quite a while. They just have always just been a really solid, all-round, do-it-all trail shoe that you can pick up and use for pretty much most types of trails. They're a good trail shoe if you're a beginner and you just want one trail shoe to tick you off for all the stuff that you're doing, which is what most people do with trail shoes. And they're also quite good as a sort of rotation shoe, just workhorse that you can go out on the trails and do faster stuff if you wanted to do a bit faster stuff, but it's also pretty comfortable as well. The new version, I haven't really read up a lot on any of the new updates on it. I like to come into these fresh when I try them out for the first time, but it seems pretty much similar to what I've experienced in the previous version of the shoe, previous versions. It is a pretty balanced shoe, so it's not a soft trail shoe at all. It's definitely a shoe that's designed for being able to pick up the pace a little bit and dealing with those softer conditions. Today was a really big mix of conditions. So at some points it was really, really wet, boggy mud. At some points it was quite rocky. At some points it was across fields, and there's quite a bit of road in it as well to get to the start bit. And the Peregrine has always been a shoe that is designed for most of those things. The thing that I say that it's probably not great at, but because it's just not an extreme shoe, you probably want something like an Innovate for that, is the really boggy, muddy bits. I was slipping about quite a bit today because the lugs just aren't big enough on these to tackle the really wet, sludgy stuff. But that is a pretty extreme condition. Everything else is absolutely fine. It's a really good shoe to run across fields on because it's not too soft, so you still retain a good level of control on the softer ground because you're not getting soft foam on soft ground, so it works pretty well on that. Also works pretty well on road as well. I definitely wouldn't use it a lot on road. I think probably maybe road to trail for about 3 to 5k and then get onto the trails, because even though it's a fairly well balanced midsole, it's definitely not soft enough for me for running on hard roads. You can definitely feel it after a bit, getting a bit uncomfortable, and that's because of that harder rubber as well. So it's definitely a shoe that I would say ticks a lot of boxes, but it's really best to be used on the trails where it's maybe a tiny bit softer, maybe on muddy, compact trails, maybe across fields, that sort of thing. It's definitely not a shoe that I would go out and do run in the Lake District when it's really, really wet and boggy, because you probably just want something a bit more formidable for that. But it sits in that middle of the spectrum absolutely perfectly, and you can use it for most things. I found it really comfortable. It's the first time I've worn them. The 21k out the box, and they felt really nice up to the end. I've always found it with the Peregrines, they're always very comfortable shoe to wear. And at some points I was running quite fast down some declines, and it works really well for that as well, because it just feels like a nice versatile trail shoe. You can do lots of stuff in as well, so it doesn't feel like a slow trail shoe. So really impressed with the Peregrine 16 so far. Tomorrow I am going to be doing another trail race, and I'm not going to be using these. I'm going to be using the Ghost Trail, I think, and which is an altogether different sort of trail shoe. So we'll see how that fares. Right, that's me done on the Sussex Downs Trail Half Marathon. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that little bell. If you go to Catch and Blow, you find a link to the podcast, which comes out about once a month. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you next time.